All right, so I got a reaction coming at y'all real quick, man. The brother James finna go in, but I want to touch on some things that he said, and the conversation started, you know what I'm saying? Start heating up a little bit after he spoke. Let's get into it.
I didn't, but interesting conversation that I came in on and Mr. Let Go. Kind of got a little bit of a grasp, but if you want to give me kind of a synopsis or something.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility, and then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so you know it really male figures are not substantially important in the family.
Now, before he go in, one thing I hated about that video, man, is when the young sister started laughing at the sister that wanted to be married to her baby father. That was crazy to me. Because my thing is, does that shame that they just placed on her by laughing, does that make her change her mind? We don't, you know what I'm saying? We try to act like everybody's just so strong-minded, but most people follow the crowd. My dad got me out of that shit in 3rd grade. Most people follow the crowd. Most people don't do what they actually want to do. They do what they think is going to make them be perceived better by their environment or by their peer group. Just an observation.
Go, James.
Yeah, I've seen this clip before, man. And it's crazy, it's sad, you know. It was from the 80s, and I don't know what the numbers say, but it seems to certainly not have gotten better. At best, it's maybe stayed the same, but it seems like it's gotten worse. It's a lot of smoke for the women in this regard, and everybody deserves some smoke in our community, if there is such a thing as a Black community. But at the end of the day, right, Rashawn? At the end of the day, I gotta lay it at the feet of the men. If we're supposed to be the leaders, if men are supposed to be the leaders, I got 3 daughters. All right. If any of them become single moms, like, that's on me. That's how I take it.
And with what he about to say, I agree. The type of life that I live, the code that I live by, I would agree. But you got to take it back to where this shit started. Because before the sexual liberation, my body, my choice, women had respect for their fathers to the point where they would make a man go through with her father. After that movement, that shit went out the window. Most women don't respect their fathers enough, shit, not to even just have sex in this house. You at work, she in there getting clapped up. But this is going to go back to another point that I made a while ago, but let's get into it.
I'm their dad. At some point, these stupid women, why would you do that? Why would they choose? At some point, there was a father in the home. Whether it wasn't the last generation, the generation for that, it wasn't daddy, it was granddaddy, it was great granddaddy. At some point, there was a father in the home that had a daughter that ended up being a single mom. And then that single mom maybe led to another single mom, to another single mom. But at some point, there was a man in the picture. And so, like, even now in dating conversations, like, I talk a lot about arranged marriage. I'm serious about that. Like, I'm arranging marriage for all of my children, and people think that's crazy. Like, why would I allow?
Don't let them talk you out of that.
Absolutely not. Like, why would I? Like, we're involved in all these other decisions. you know, where you going to school, help you choose your major. You know, you have some autonomy in it and influence. But I'm going with you on the campus visits. I'm going with you. I'm helping you make the decision. I'm guiding you. Right, it's your decision, but I'm guiding you. You know, what are you going to do with your life and all these type of things. But with arguably the most important decision, who you're going to make with, like, figure that out, and then come give me the whole thing of like asking a woman for asking a woman's dad for hand in marriage. At best, it's a formality. At best, it's just they done met, got super serious. You don't even come meet family till you get serious. It's like, oh, you trying to be my family? We ain't even that serious yet. The implication is we should get serious first, and then you meet my family. I'm supposed to be your number one, guide of protection, and then
Supposed to be. That's the operative word. Supposed to be. Now, if you can guide your daughter's minds to the point where they allow you to do that, you win the game. And in the culture that I'm from, that's what we do. We do arranged marriages. If you have sex with my daughter, that's your wife, my guy. I'm sorry, that's what it is. It's Exodus 22:16. That's what it is, right? But when she get to a certain age, especially if she going to public school, I'm not doing the public school thing because there's too much bullshit in that. It's a lot of influence that people gonna have on your child that you ain't got no control over. It's supposed to be like that. But what happens if your daughter goes to college and start wilding out? What happens if your daughter don't like the guy that you chose, so she start wilding out? Now, I understand the mindset of this is how it's supposed to be and this is how I want it to go. But me, myself, I already been telling myself, hey, I can't force her to do shit. I can't do nothing but teach her. Now, most brothers don't even be in that mindset of even trying to teach their daughters that shit. But you still got to prepare your mind for if it go right or if it go wrong. You got to do it. Because if it go wrong and you never prepared yourself, it's going to hit you. It's going to hit your head like a ton of bricks. But I like what James is saying. But what was the root of this? The root of this was the sexual liberation movement. It's my body, my choice. All this extra, they start putting a lot of extra stuff in these sexual situations that was strictly for married people. They start bringing up condoms. They start bringing up contraception. Why do you need those things? Because you ain't planning on being with the person that you trying to have sex with. That's where that stuff come from. So we need, like, he finna ask a question. Let me just get to the question that he finna ask.
So at the moment that there's interest expressed that's beyond platonic, I need to meet this joker before you get attached. Ain't no.
What if she don't bring him to you though? Because the way that you putting this, she met this dude somewhere that you wasn't around. Who's to say she gonna bring that man to you? What if she getting clapped up before she bring him to you? I think this is the part where men don't, and women don't like to hear that shit either. You have to be allowed to lead these situations. Unless you're going to beat her ass. Unless you're going to put her ass on a lock and key, you're going to put a chastity belt on her. Because you're not going to put a chastity belt on her, you don't have no control when she out of your presence. That's why Paul said, he said, don't obey just in my presence only. Because you ain't got no control over her actions when she's not around you. The way that you just gave that scenario, she's not around when she met dude, but when it got serious, then she brought it to you. What if she already been getting clapped up by dude before she brought him to you? Then when you met him, you was like, nah, this is a piece of shit. Nah, you shouldn't be dealing with this man. That's the hard scenarios in America where the culture is so messed up where everybody's teaching their children different stuff.
You interested? You gotta talk to my dad. Because I'm gonna be involved in that thing. right?
Hey man, I love that thing. Cause I got 3 daughters myself. You know what I'm saying? And I was messing with the 2-year-olds the other day, and I was having a conversation with a brother because the mindset is all the men are wrong for the decisions that these women are making, right? But there is no leadership from the men in terms of they don't give, even if it was a good man in place, them women ain't got to listen to him. I'd like Ricky finna go into, I done seen women in college get dropped off by their fathers and mothers. I'm to my daddy looked like a terrifying dude. Their first day, the first night, she was in there getting bent over. She got to allow for her father to lead her. She got to allow for that knowledge and understanding her daddy was giving her. She got to allow it to work. Because if he giving you the game, he giving you the wisdom and understanding, but you don't use it, it's still gonna make him look bad. But it was the decision that you made. So I was messing with my daughter. I was just sitting there, I was like, say it with me now. You got to talk to my daddy. You got to talk to my daddy. Say it with me, baby. You got to talk to my daddy. Any man that come in contact with you, you got to talk to my daddy. If he trying to talk to you, you got to talk to my daddy. Now they 2 months old, so it was like I was trying to be funny, you know what I'm saying? But I'm dead ass serious though.
And so giving that protection and that vetting and helping choose to mate, where if these women are these stupid women, well then why are they picking for themselves? Where's the dad at some point? If as men we're supposed to be the leaders. So
I'm gonna keep on saying it, bro. Cause I need this point to get drove home, man. It got to land. Why are they picking for themselves? It's because that's what they wanted. You can't stop them. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. Now, if your daughter smart enough, got enough respect for you, will she allow you to pick? That's an amazing thing, because I hope that I can be that type of father for my daughter, where she respect me enough to allow me to do that. But if I pick a guy that I feel like might be a good guy, but when she not in my presence, she smashing on Tyrone, what can I do about that? That's why the scriptures try to get you over and over and over again. Do not let your children take you out the truth. Do not let your children, because sometimes your children just gonna be evil. Sometimes we don't want to get into that bag. We don't want to be that type of honest about our kids. But some people are born to be evil people. You hate to believe that you was the progenitor of a horrible person, but sometimes that's just what it is. But if she don't allow you, if she don't take heed, if she don't take the guidance, it ain't nothing you can do about that. But I love what the brother's saying, because we need that in the community, but we got to get both sides on that type of time. The fathers got to teach the daughters and the sons, because if you just teaching the daughters and the sons moving reckless, that's not helping. So let's continue.
You know, it as I don't know what the solution to how we get out of it, you know, in any type of quick order. It took us a long time to get here. I don't think it's it's gonna be easy to get out. But I think on the individual level, the men who are involved, like we gotta step up and we do not leave our daughters up to making that decision on their own. They're not equipped. Women are not equipped to choose to mate for themselves.
And I agree. He asked, what's the solution? The solution is these men that's in their daughters' lives, you got to start teaching them differently. Because we look at, he said on the individual level, well, how do you get culture to move? You get a group of individuals doing things a different way. When you look at the nation of Israel, it started with 12 sons. You had a group of individuals that was living by a different code of conduct, and they turned into, as the Bible would say, their numbers was like the sand of the sea. But it started with 12 men. That's how you do that. You teach different. You teach the law. You teach the morals and values that God was supposed to make us govern our lives by. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to do what God say. That's the solution. The solution is law. The solution is rules. But in America, ain't no rules. You can't force your daughter to do shit in America. Where in our culture, if you went outside of the guidelines, you got punished for that. Ain't no punishments for your daughter disobeying your orders or telling you, hey, no, I don't believe in that. I ain't trying to do. Ain't no ain't no consequences for that. So then now she done disrespected you. She done went out and dealt with a man that you didn't approve of. She can say it's still your fault.
Point blank, period. So I'm going to be involved in that process because I do believe the responsibility ultimately, falls on men in the community.
Go ahead,
But
man.
just keep in mind, the woman specifically said herself that she didn't have a dad. So we love to run around and saying, where's the men? I don't know. The damn women are choosing the stupidest men, the dumbest men in the community to have a baby because they are looking to have a baby. So it's like a horse just breeding, or a dog. You know how you bring a dog in to breed? You don't care about the male dog. You just care about the puppies so you can breed the puppies. You don't give a damn. You want the dog to kind of like be, a fully bred dog, but you don't care about the male dog.
Sometimes Mr. Let Go get on my damn nerves, but he go into these animal analogies, man. Damn. If you do the history, I want to say it was Margaret Sanger with the eugenics program that later on turned into Planned Parenthood. She said one of the main things about black people, she said that we are irresponsible breeders. At the end of the day, we prove her right all the time. We prove her to be right all the time. Because going back into what James was saying, the men should be over the process. The men should be over the process. But if the woman don't want the men to be over the process, what, you gonna force her to do it? You gonna force her not to put the rod in her mouth? You gonna force her when she probably hours away in college? How can you stop her from doing some stuff that you don't want her to do? I wish Mr. Let Go would just let other men who are a little bit more articulate get these points off. Because it sounds wild. I understand what you're saying, but come on, bro.
You care about these babies. So the same thing that goes, I'm not comparing women to dogs, but it's a breeding thing. Women just want a baby and they let the dude go on about his business. So it ain't no damn dude even in the first place. It ain't no man in none of these damn households. The daddy wasn't
there was a
even
man
there.
at some point.
The father ain't even there.
There was a man at
this
some
shit
point.
happened 2 generations ago. The grandmother don't even have no daddy.
Okay, what about the great grandmother? Somebody had a father president. That's my point.
I'm gonna be honest with
dead.
you.
I like what James saying, because he getting back into what I was saying. At some point it was a man present. That was around that time period where the men started losing hold of the community. And it's kind of started after civil rights movement. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of things, a lot of policy going out, a lot of underhanded, secret little plans dropping. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's a lot of information out here. You can go and read it on your own. This is not no conspiracy theory shit. But that sexual liberation movement, a lot of people don't understand that part of feminism destroyed a lot of lives, where the respect for the men dropped, plummeted in a crazy way, to the point where your daughters don't even respect you no more. It's women right now that's been raised in a house with mother and father, and she been taught this feminism shit, and now she talking crazy to her dad. It blows my mind. I'm like, damn, you had a good dad and you talking crazy like your father ain't one of the reasons why you are who you are today. That movement, it took our sisters' minds and just ran with it. Cause you gotta still understand the origins of why we think like this. This wasn't normal. It was a lot of shame attached to a woman having a kid outside of wedlock. We was forcing men to marry our daughters when they was doing that. What happened to make that stop? You're not finna sit here and tell me that the men said, fuck it, y'all can do what y'all want to do. You ain't got no choice, bro. Unless you finna catch some charges in America, you ain't got no choice.
Oh, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think this is a false equivalency, right? Again, I can only go by what I'm seeing, and again, on these panels and in everyday life, what Trill say? What happened when women get to college? You could have
they be wilding.
You could have the best daddy who gave you all the guidance in the world, bro. But when you get out in that world, you gonna do what you want to do. This way, y'all, this is bullshit, bro. All this shit. No, bro. Once she get out into the world, she in the world, bro. You better pray. You better pray that she hold on to the lessons you taught her. That's all you can do, dog. Let's be real. Let's be real. For a girl to go through you, honestly, for a dude that she was betting, consider yourself lucky, because even if you don't like him, she gonna rock with him. If she fuck with him like that, she gonna fuck with him. It ain't enough that.
He's shaking his head no, like he got some control. The only way you can control her is she stay in your house. She can't go to college at all. She can't get her own apartment. She can't do none of that shit. That's the beautiful part about the truth for me. They gonna give you the real on both sides. Okay, this is what can happen if your daughter listen to you. This is what can happen if your daughter don't. It's even giving you instructions on how you supposed to move and to maneuver if your daughter look like she gonna be a whore. If you got a shameless daughter, you supposed to keep her in straightly. You supposed to be extra strict. You need to be trying to get her married quick as possible. That's Bible. So if you in a mode where you still allowing her to go out in the world and giving her all that freedom, because the Bible said if you give a shameless daughter over much liberty, she gonna abuse herself. That's what the Bible say. You can't. What Ricky's saying is real. That college is too much liberty. I'll never forget when Miss Rose said this thing. She said, "What is the purpose of college for women?" She said, most of y'all finna go to school, get smashed, and ain't gonna even get no degree. That's what the lady said. I said, God damn, because when you think about it, a lot of them became professional hoes in college. Can we keep it a stack? She got a degree in sucking dick. She got a degree in throwing it back. Let's keep it a stack. Because you ain't got no control if your daughter in college, man. You don't. She hours away, doing what she want to do. Skipping class. Hey, I like the optimism. I love the mind frame and the direction that he going. But hey, if you don't put your mind to see both outcomes, oh, you're gonna be hurt.
And I said it before, and I'll say it again, my guy. Ain't enough daddies to protect their daughter from a man she wanna fuck with.
I'm gonna stop it right there. Cause let's keep it as that too. A lot of these dudes' daughters think they smarter than they dad. That's the truth. But you know, hey, all right, no, this finna be a good conversation, man. I might come back to this because I know they gonna go up because the topic for the night. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I'm out.